Welcome to St. Paul Evangelical Lutheran Church in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. This is February the 24th. And I've been away, and it's good to be back. I had been traveling, and I also had a slip and fall where I had an injury that had to heal. So it's good to be back. While I was away, I was reading Green Prints, a little gardening magazine booklet that I get every month. And I thought I'd share this article. It's called Rundown Garden, Brand New Friend. How One Led to the Other by Diane Rathie. When I moved to a new community, Amana, Iowa, I suddenly found myself needing a new circle of friends. My job was out of town and my children out of school, so I knew friends might be hard to find. One morning I was out for a quick walk before work when a rosebush snagged my sleeve. I looked and noticed an old brick house that had overgrown plants everywhere. Lilacs, bridal wreath, grapes, flowering vines, fruit trees, and obviously a rambunctious rose, all needed some tender, loving care. As I drove to work, I wondered if I should offer to help. Pruning was my favorite chore. The results last much longer than housework, and it might help me to make a new friend. On the other hand, the owner might take offense if I brought up the condition of the yard. A few days later, I decided to try to make it happen. I put on my gardening jeans and grabbing my trimming tools. I was a tad nervous, but I opened the wooden gate and walked to the front door. I knocked, waited a few minutes, knocked again. I didn't hear anyone approaching, so I turned to go. Just then, the front door creaked on its hinges. An elderly woman appeared in the doorway, leaning on her walker. The shawl on her shoulders hung over her long black blouse and skirt. "My name is Diane," I said. "I moved in up the street a few weeks ago. I've been walking by your house, and it reminds me of the one I used to live in." I took a deep breath. "But today the reason I'm knocking on your door is to ask if you could use some help pruning your shrubs and fruit trees." Tears trickled down her cheeks. My heart lurched. I had hurt her feelings, and then she smiled and said, "My name is Nina, and you have no idea how happy you've made me. I'm just waiting for a ride to go to evening prayer service. I've been praying every day that someone would come and help me with my yard." "Well," I beamed, "I guess I've been sent." Over the following weeks, I trimmed everything in her yard, then wondered how the huge pile of cuttings would be hauled away. "Oh," Lena said, "I have a friend who has a truck. I'm sure he'll be happy to do it." Then she invited me in for cocoa and a chat. She told me all about her house, which was originally built as a schoolhouse back in the 1850s. I became a regular visitor, and Lena told me many of her cherished memories. One of her favorites concerned the Easter Bunny. As a child, Lena and her friends couldn't imagine how the eggs they hunted for each Easter became so beautiful. They knew a bunny couldn't paint color on an egg. But then, one Easter Sunday, people were greeting each other after church when Lena noticed something strange about one of the older ladies who helped in the church kitchen. When Lena reached out to shake the woman's hand, she saw it was marked with splotches of purple, blue, green, and yellow. Lena smiled. Now she knew how the eggs really got cut. When Lena turned 14, she learned how to help dye the special eggs and become one of the Easter Bunnies herself. She became so good at it. After she had become an adult, a local radio station brought their microphones to her home and recorded a cooking program where she very carefully described every step of the egg dyeing process. As fond as she was of dyeing eggs, Lena was even more fond of a special heirloom rose. Every spring, its bloom covered an 8-foot trellis near her front door. Then fall came. She asked me to winterize this treasured plant. I cut it back with my clippers, then flattened it as much as possible and covered it with a heavy woven rug. Thus sheltered, it made it through the winter and bloomed yet again the next year. Over the years, I've received many thank you notes from Lena. The one I most treasured included a prayer. "As you go on your way, may Christ go with you. May he go before you and show you the way. May he go behind you and encourage you, beside you to befriend you, above you to watch over you, and within you to give you peace. Amen." Through my new friend, I met many other folks in the community. I knocked and the door opened for both me and for Lena. I thought that was just a really poignant story for us to consider during Ash Wednesday and now the weeks of Lent, going up to the Easter Sunday. And isn't this a real lesson for us to be present? Be present where we are, and such gifts can be given by that snagging of the rose on her sleeve to that vision of that overgrown home, and her heart opened up to think that she had a gift that she could share with someone. And didn't Nina really appreciate that gift? She had been praying, and here Diane was sent to her. How many times have we been sent and we don't listen, we don't hear the call, and we miss chances like this? Such a rich story. And I love the Easter egg story here in Easter season, when childhood wonder at getting those beautifully colored eggs and all that springs forth from the earth. So my friend, go in peace, share God's love, and reach out. Be sure that you touch someone and let them touch you. God's grace. Amen.